Hey sports fans, and welcome to the show that breaks down the Western Conference playoff race, the race for 8th, or will the Thunder make the playoffs? As always, we'll focus on the 3 teams at the bottom of the bracket to see which team will get the dubious distinction of playing a road playoff series against the #1 team in the West. First up, let's look at the New Orleans Pelicans. Last week, the Pelicans were all over the place. 1 minute, they're ending the Hawks' huge winning streak, then losing to the Thunder easily, getting a miracle shot from AD, and then getting hammered by the Bulls at home. Such is the nature of this team, and without Jrue Holiday, we won't see much stability. Tyreke Evans turned out some good numbers, averaging almost a double-double and 6.5 rebounds as well. Up this week, the Jazz and Pacers at home before facing the Magic and Heat on the road. This is their best chance to make up some ground in weeks, and if they don't take advantage, I'm afraid it might be time for the Pelicans to fly south for the winner. Let's check in on the Suns, who struggled last week, losing 3 out of 4, including an absolute heartbreaker to the Kings last night on a boogie bounce. While there's no shame in losing to the Grizzlies and Blazers, they did get hammered in Portland with plenty of rest before that game, so things are not looking so hot. They were very balanced last week, led by Eric Bledsoe's 18-6, along with almost 3 steals per game, but they're just not getting enough from Goran Dragic, who only averaged 11.5 points on decent 46% shooting. This week, they've got their work cut out for them playing the Rockets at home and the Bulls on the road, sandwiching a tough road game against the improving Timberwolves. Right now, it feels like the Suns are beginning to set, and they might need something drastic like a trade or fade out of the playoff race altogether. And that brings us to the Thunder, who won 3 out of 4, and it took a miracle shot for the Pelicans to get that 1 win. Hammering the Clippers at home without Blake Griffin and JJ Redick wasn't a huge accomplishment, but they're winning the games they're supposed to and have made up ground. Russell Westbrook has been a monster, averaging 34 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, along with 2.5 steals and overwhelming his counterparts. Oh yeah, Kevin Durant has been chipping in 28 points a game the past week, but his shooting has been down a bit from his usual incredible norms. Rebounding was an issue this past week. After Russ, no one else averaged more than 5.8 boards a game. And with Steven Adams out with a broken hand, they'll have to rely on Kendrick Perkins. The Thunder have a jam-packed schedule of 5 games in 6 nights, but luckily 2 are against the Nuggets, and the Grizzlies and Mavericks are at least at home. Don't be surprised if they continue to gain ground this week. Let's check in with the magic of Arturo Galletti's predictive models, where we see the Thunder have made it to the 8th spot, projecting at 45 wins and almost 60% chance of making the playoffs. The Suns have dropped down to 9th, and the Pelicans look to have a rough second half of the season, perhaps only getting to 43 wins and the lottery. While the trade rumors have been relatively quiet for these teams, it seems to me the Suns would need to do something if they are truly interested in getting to the playoffs. That said, I'd be willing to bet our latest projections is how it's ultimately going to shake out in the race for 8th.